Okay, so we are recording and I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, I gotta get my mouse to work here. Okay, there it is. This is a 3-page plat that we were looking at the other day. This is page 1 of 3. This is how things are today.
All right,
And then there are a bunch of mergers that they want to have done.
right,
And my usual fat arrow isn't working very well in this case. They want to merge this piece with this and this piece with that. But in order to do that, they've got to merge a little triangular piece here. And everything is just all kind of scrunched and bunched up. And I didn't know if you had a better way of doing that. And then I've also got to put on, and I got to thinking about this. If this is going to be a 3-page plat, I could probably have my revision block all on one page.
correct. Yeah, I can all be on the cover, yeah.
And that gives me a little bit more room, because the other thing that I need to put in here is this merger table,
All right,
which I've already got filled out,
okay,
but then I've got to get the table in there.
all righty.
Let's see. And the table really needs to go on this page 2 of 3, which is where the mergers are happening.
Okay,
So I was hoping that maybe I could take this block, this revision block out, slide this over, and get the merger page to fit in there, but I'm not sure it will.
yeah, no, we can work all that out. Let's see about. So you've got.
And another thing I kind of figured out how to do, you see where I've got this kind of funky
Yeah,
meters on here. Well, I've been playing with that, and I finally figured out how to do that kind of.
okay,
There may be a. And I had something really funky happen to this drawing. And I'll tell you what I did. I don't want to repeat it again, because it took me a day to get it back to the way it was. But after I had done it happened on the merger plat. I wanted to calculate the area of what these mergers were going to be. And so I did it in a really lazy way. I isolated the merger layers, and then I used the area layout command of area by interior point.
uh-huh,
And I did that. But then when I unisolated the areas, I had like three of these, and I couldn't get rid of them.
3 of these what? The
Three, I forget what you call them now. The red
viewport,
line.
the viewport frame?
Yeah, there were 3 viewport frames. One of them included the whole drawing. I don't know what I did that caused that to happen, but
Oh,
I couldn't get rid of it. And so I had to start all over again. I basically just, I'll show you the drawing, what's left of it. And let's see. Well, I called it Styles Junk. And in trying to get it back, I did a save as without all of the layers turned on.
uh-huh,
And then when I came back and tried to get it back off, none of the other layers would come back on. And you see how that's,
Yeah. Let me
so, so I'm just describing this in passing. I don't know if there's anything I want to do about it now, except to make sure that it never happens again.
Right. All right, so we could, let's see, there's all the layers. That's all
minute.
layers on. I click this right here, this thaw on all layers.
Okay,
Now they're all on, but you've got certain things you don't want to have on. You've got also, there's something up here I was noticing. What is that? It's just a point. I think we need that one.
well, and you see I've got more than one,
Let's see.
I don't know,
If we select this, yeah, that's one viewport there. But there's also a viewport here.
yeah, and I don't know where that came from. I don't know how it got to be, how it got created.
Hmm.
But in any case, this drawing's been completely replaced, so
Yeah, okay.
I
Well,
was
I mean,
just,
yeah, we could probably, postmortem everything and figure it out, but let's just let it go for now and we'll come back now.
so I guess the first question is how to clean this mess up.
Okay. All right, so let's see. If we, all right, so you've got to merge. The triangle merges to here first,
Right,
and then this merges into the resulting merger there,
right.
and then this merges to there. Okay, so I would say probably if we want to use these things, we'll put this one. See, let me turn snapping off. We'll put this one, say here. So from there into there. And then take this one. Let's see, let's move it. Yes, I know I'm overwriting a bunch of stuff. I'll fix all that in a minute. Let's see, we'll do. All right, that one could be. Pull this down a little bit. Come on. All right, now. Let's see if we can figure out how to get this arrow. To not be so.
Fat.
Yeah, I'm writing over top of stuff. I'm just got to rearrange some things. If we do, let's see, now this arrow, here, let's see. This arrow corresponds to this label merger parcel 3 from
Yes.
lot B.
Right.
Okay, so. That, let's see, let's. Pull that out away from. These. Pull this guy down a little. And then let's take this. Let's see, gotta go back to. Oh, wait a minute, let's do this instead. We'll take this. Let's move him up like. Oh. Let's get there here. All right, so let's go to there and then. All right. And let's see if we can't. Move him up a little. Yes. I'll try to get the projection to work. All right, now let's take this, which is back in paper space. Oh, that's also in paper space. All right. All right, so I'm gonna look at this leader. And I'm going to put it on. Put it on merger, but let's make the line weight default. And let's change its characteristics to where it's got that horizontal landing. If I can find where it is. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Well, I don't want this to be over that line now. Just try another one. Sorry, I'll try one more time. So we'll start here. Come up to say here and then go over.
And what command are you using to do that?
Just leader. And just type the word leader. It's a dimension command.
Hmm.
Which, it's the same thing from when you drew yours. Say line with arrow. Come on. Why is it not letting me do the arrow? Well, that doesn't work so great. Let's see here. Let's just try it again. I don't want an arrowhead with a line. I want to. All right, leader. I'll start right here. I'll go up to here and then click there and be done. And now when it says options, non-tolerance in text. Now it's waiting for me to type text. I'm going to type. Whoops.
It's a huge text.
Yeah, I'm going to type. It's because it's not annotated. I want to click. In for none. Let's see. Why on earth does that go? Like that? I have a suspicion. No, this still stays without. Doesn't make any sense. Let's see here. All right. See, all I really want to do is this. I want to draw dimensions. I don't want to do a leader, but they don't give it to us here. All right. I mean, I could do this arrowhead with line. The problem is see that's what it draws is, well, it becomes a leader. Okay, so that part's all right. But see, if I just type leader, it's going to take the style, which sets the arrowhead size, the line weight, all kinds of things, whether it uses a landing, which is what we call this horizontal piece. All right, so let's see. F for format, arrow. F for format, none. O, format, A for arrow. Okay. Then annotation, first line of annotation text. If I say enter and then N for none. Let's see. Yeah, the prompts aren't what I'm used to seeing. Let's see here. Just go here. Here. And it should just be able to do that and close. Oh, it's still gets rid of that. And see, when I select this one, see, that's also a leader. And it's a line with arrow. If I said without arrow or spline without or line with, that's what I want to be able to do to that other one, and it's not letting me. All right, so if I do this, I'm in model space. If I change space, set the target viewport active. So if I come out here, now I should have no, all right, so CH space. Set the target viewport here, put enter. Now let's copy. That. Okay, now I'm in paper space and I'm going to take this that I copied It is a leader. I want it to be a line with arrow. And for heaven's sake, why will it not do that? That's a leader. See, right there's where all that stuff should set. And that is not working. All right, let's try something else here. See, I just want to let's try multi-leader. See, it immediately goes to that. Okay, there's why, because the test, because I guess it probably took it as being too close to the arrowhead. So now if we match this and let's match our landing. All right. And let's put this landing gap down a little bit. All right, now let's see if we can't get it to say merger parcel 3. from lot B 0.267 acres. And now if we get rid of this, then this we can actually, let me tighten up the line spacing a little bit. Oop, not too much. Oops, let's see here. Control A. Paragraph. Let's just say. Now. Let's try that at. Maybe a little bit lower. All right, so now, anytime we want to just move this, it's going to move that label with it accordingly, instead of having to move everything twice. Like here, this makes a leader and then it makes a piece of text, and it doesn't, one won't follow the other. So we'll put this down here just a skosh lower. I'll pull this a little more in. All right, so there, now you've got that triangle a little clearer, and then the triangle's coming into here. And if we now, is that distance is from here up, not from here up, right?
Yeah, it's from, that distance is from there to there.
The 150, but the 1,007 is from,
It's from there to there.
okay.
You probably just put that 155 along the line itself.
The 150.35.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was thinking something like this down here too. I see that's the same bearing as that.
Yeah.
So let's try that. Let's see if let's move that a little bit closer. And then if we copy. And then paste. And we can get rid of these two things. Let's see. I know, I sort of don't like it being on the outside. I want it to be on the inside, but then this gets in the way.
Right,
Let's see.
post the arrow.
Well, we can fix that, but. So if I flip these around. Boy, it just plays Dickens with the. Now see that with the 150 makes it a little less likely that you would think this 1007 excuse me, was an overall. Say from this corner. So here now, let's get this off of that 30-foot line. All right, now. Whoop.
Where did that go?
It just zoomed way out. I accidentally zoomed it to extents. Right, so if I zoom. See, zooming extends, but it like there's something way out. There's something in here. There we go. Now, let's come back to this. If we've got. Let's try this a minute here. Let's see, this is at. Rotation. That rotation. Now, put this up here and then bring this up. All right, we're getting there slowly but surely. Let's see. So that's going to come into here. And this is going to go into the overall. I want this to go. Let's see. What we need to do is this. Let's see where to put this. Let's see. This needs to be. The top line. All right. Then this, we can take, get it centered up a little bit more here. All right, so that'll work. Now, do these labels up here, do they need to go with these big arrows or no, they're just centered in this parcel, right?
Yeah, right, because it's the whole parcel that's getting merged.
Right, okay, so these are just showing the motion.
Yeah, I do need to change the order of them, though. I just realized that logically, this one has to be first.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And that one,
Just click off of it. There you
and
go.
that one second, and this one third.
Yeah. All right, now, I got those a little too tight right there. I think I'll take this. I'll take that spacing back off and just let it be what it is, and then we'll fix this. Let's put this down here.
Now, when you're doing that, the last part that you did create that landing, you have to, let me move the mouse for a minute. You have to drag it from here to that point and then over to show it how you want to do it.
Yeah, the reason I did it that way was because when you, like if you select this and you move this to go like, let's say I wanted to go opposite that F, then I would put it up here, just sort of eyeball it in the middle of that letter. And then to get it from there, to get it to go, now I could just eyeball it there. But if I go to that endpoint and then drag it across, just see if I can catch it right. It's not catching. Let's see. Oops. What I'm trying to do with it is when I move this grip down, and when I move this one, if I hover over this and then drag out,
Yeah,
it should give that. It should give that polar extension. It's not seeming to do me. Maybe I have to turn that on. See, it will find that extension.
oh, so you're trying to get
There
it to
it
come
is.
out due east.
Yeah, there it is. Now you see that dashed line?
Yes, yes.
So that's why, so when if you hover over the endpoint and then drag it out and see that dashed line, then it will go to that go in that direction. That's all I was doing with that.
Okay.
All right, so. All right, there's your merger parcel 1. Merger parcel 2, parcel 3. Parcel 2 goes into 1, and parcel 3 goes into the resulting 1. And then the 2 into 1, 3 into 1. All right, so that's got everything there. Now, let's save that. All right, let's go up here and do this guy a minute.
I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but we've got quite a storm going on here.
Oh, really? Yeah.
If we lose power and I disappear, that's what happened.
Okay. Thank you.
And why didn't why doesn't that arrow show up any better than that?
Well, it's that same problem I'm having with that as a leader, and I don't know, there's something about when it gets made, if it's too close to show the arrowhead, it generates it as without, and then it won't let me change it back, and I don't know why. So a fairly simple way to fix that would be this. Let's just select all of this text, copy it. And we'll do it again. And let's see, what layer is that to be on? Highway?
Shouldn't be, should be on, should be on boundary, I guess.
All right. All right, so now we've got that copied. Let's just, we'll draw a leader with text. Automatic, horizontal. Use text, horizontal tick, text size, arrow size. Prompt for text. Say okay. And where do we want it? On this line here, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to put it over here so it's not going through the bearing.
Well, we could actually put it on the other side of that. We could put it on the southeast side of that line and
All right.
if that makes it easier.
It could. And now the text I want to have is paste. And now I've got to change the line weight to default instead of by layer. But now see, this should be say top left. And then and it won't pick up that horizontal.
I just got a severe thunderstorm warning pop up on my
On your phone.
phone here.
All right. Well, that that really it really bugs me that it breaks those apart. I wish it didn't do that. I would like for it to still be one unit. And that's the Carlson bit. Now this, did you have another?
Yeah, I need another leader pointing to the other side of the floodplain.
Okay. Now let's do this. Let's get that off of there just a little bit. There we go. That one did okay. Now,
Saw it, yeah.
if we mirror that, and then move it.
Is there, you just typed mirror?
No, I chose this icon right here.
Okay,
And so now if we want, let's get that so that the tick is off of that shading right in there a little bit, and then we'll neaten these up to snap to the boundary. Now there's a there's another tool. This draw. Well, let me see, is it this one? Multi-leader with text, no. Saw it a little while ago, let me see. No, it's not any of that. Oh, it's under here. That's where they put that thing. They've got a separate category called leader. Anyway, I thought it showed one with arrows off to the left and the right, but I may be mistaken. Let's see. Well, in any case. Now, the difference, say, between a leader and a multi-leader, say if you do just do a leader. And I'll just draw a leader here and then hit enter to finish. Now, that didn't give us any see here, draw leader. I'm just drawing a paper space leader. Wow, I don't understand why that drops the arrowhead. This is. And see, then it turns it from this line without arrow and it won't let you change that property. And that's not, it's not the right behavior. I don't understand that, because a normal leader, see, that's a line with arrow. If you say line without arrow, or spline without arrow, so you should be able to do that regardless. Anyway, the difference between, say, a leader and a multi-leader. Let's do a leader. I'll do it with a piece of text just to show you. So I'll do this one. I'll come across and I'll say text label. Let's see, annotation. Test label. Next line, nothing. I wonder if, no. Man, it should put, all right, let me see. If I just do a plain old text, I do a style. What's going on? D text. Style. All right. Text, start right there. Height of text, let's make it 0.1. Rotation, we'll call that text. That's my current text style. So if I type leader, it should be able to just go to here, to here, to here, and then type test label. But see, it's not putting the text in there anywhere.
And it's taking the arrow away.
Yeah. All right, if I draw leader with text and I prompt it for my text, now if I go from here to here, and see, it goes ahead and puts that in there and the arrowhead. And if I type test label and click off of it, now it is a leader. Wait, we'll make. See, that's a text. That's a leader. Now, I want this to be, see, show options. It's automatic justification, horizontal, use M text. I don't do that. Let me see. Test label. So now what I want is, wow, it's just not going to do it. In normal CAD terms, if you just type a leader, then that leader works. Remember how I did that one down below here? Right, if I see how that everything is together,
Yeah.
because it's a multi-leader. If it's not a multi-leader, it's going to be text by itself and a leader by itself. So now the thing about a multi-leader is this. When you do a multi-leader, let's see, let's do this one up to here, and we'll call that test. Oops, and just click off of it. And now that's done. Now, there's a definition in place. It's this style right here. Right now, we've got several of these different. Well, this is the text style. There's a leader, or there's a dimension style, multi-leader style right here. And standard is the only one that's defined. Well, it can control the length of this landing and the gap in the text and all of that kind of stuff. So the thing about the multi-leaders then, when you reposition, you see how it's traveling with everything. And if I pull it up here, you see it switches and goes that other direction.
Yeah,
And in fact, even if I say test label with multiple lines due to word wrap, for instance, all right? And we'll go ahead and open this up. All right, so now that's on the left. Now watch, if I select it, oops, get off of it. So now if I were to select it, and then move it, you see, it automatically knows which way to switch the leader at the top, right?
uh-huh, yeah,
And because it's a multi-leader, you can add a leader to that. So if you say, and I don't know where they're going to have it in here or not. Let's see, draw. No, let's see.
they have it down a little bit further down. It's because I used it today. It's called multi-leader with text.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing. I mean, that did what that would do there. But you can add a leader to a multi-leader entity. If you select that, I'm trying to find the command. I don't think Carlson gives it to you. It might be in here, leaders. No, I don't see it in the properties. If you say multi-leader, no, it's not there. If I add in leader, well, align and collect and all that kind of stuff in leader. So you can do I'm trying to add a leader to it. Let me see.
Add leader lines.
Yeah. So AIM leader add. Well, that's a
Toolbar, it says multi-leader, add leader lines.
yeah. It's on the multi-leader toolbar, but and that's a toolbar you'd have to have up here from IntelliCAD multi-leader. So that would be this one. Yeah, okay, so now if you want to add, see that creates one, that lets you manage the style. That lets you align if you have multiple, let's say we have, let's just copy this around a couple of places. And then we did something like this, move this over here. And now if you align multi-leaders, You can distribute them through certain height, set a spacing, you can set all kinds of stuff. Let's just distribute. Let's go from here. To here, for instance. All right. So now they're, you know, you would presumably, you know, they'd be in different. They'd be pointing to different things, but you could get all the edges to line up. All right.
Mhm.
Now you can also add and subtract. So if I add to a multi-leader, so if I select this, see, it lets me have multiple things that one label is pertaining to. Likewise, you can subtract. You select it and then you tell it which ones you want to subtract out of there.
Can you add a leader to the other side of the text?
It's a good question. If we do, if we add to this now, as we do it, it's going to be over here. So if you're beyond the other side, then that will take care of doing that. Very good. So then again, and if this one's going to, even just by, see, if it points to something that's beyond the midpoint of that text, it's going to go over there. Looks like I lost the other, oh, there it is. Just wasn't zoomed in, or it zoomed in too much. So even a grip edit on these things, if you grip, you know, beyond that half point, it's going to move it around. All right, and the nice thing too is that, let's say you do that and you want to move, you see what it's going to do is it, you know, it knows where the things are anchored and it adjusts things as it needs to, right? So it's a much better solution, I think, than a single leader type affair. So, but even if, you know, like this one, it looks like a single leader, but it's got the advantage of always adjusting the leader along with the text. Now,
So that's the first button on there to create multi-leader. Yeah, okay.
multi-leader, and then there's the multi-leader styles manager. When you look at those styles, you've got, you know, how many points, automatically include a landing, set a landing distance. And I would put these down to say a 10th. Make it annotative. Content, text height's going to be, you know, 0.1. Landing gap 0.09. Extend leader to text. Nope. Leader format. Your arrow size 0.08. And then there's where you got those straight lines or splines if you'd rather use curved lines. Different arrow types. So of course I changed the size of that one, but excuse me. I got something. I don't know why those little dots are in there. something I did. With something I did with this, I don't know what I did. Text angle. Your connections, horizontal attachment, middle of top line. There we go, middle. There we go. Yep, there we go. Now we're good. All right, so we may even be able to set the leader width. No, I don't think so. Let's see, straight color by block, line type. Let's make it always continuous and line weight always default. That way we won't have to keep changing those. All right. And then you got another interesting one. I'm not real sure exactly how it works is collect. Let's see if it organizes selected multileaders that contain blocks into rows or columns and displays the result with a single leader. Not sure if that would be something that, yeah, it wouldn't work for those. But if I did multi-leader, so that tells you everything that is going on with those. And pause, you can use a block. So the block could be like symbols around, you know, like if you're doing call outs and stuff for architectural type drawings. I want to see this collect. Multi-leader. Collect multi-leaders. Yeah, this is it's interesting. I thought they'd show a picture of it. You can't see. You cannot collect multi-leaders that have text. It's only multi-leaders that have blocks. Oh, well. You specify the collected multi-leader location, upper left. Well, I don't recall. The icon shows you a little bit of a picture about what it would do is that if you've got block, you're pointing to a block, it will line them all up and make a single representation with a single arrow pointing down to it. But I don't really understand the multi-leader with a block. Let me see. That includes a block. Specify the leader arrow location and the block to include at the end of the multi-leader. Enter an option to specify the arrowhead location. All right. Add, remove. It's down the dimension breaks. How do I add? All right, and so if you collect, that collects multi-leaders that have block content into a row or column. You select a set of entities that contain the desired multilayer, specify collected multilayer. Well, not real sure about that one. I've seen a picture of that work, and it works good for like if you're labeling like say like a part that has exploded parts, and you want to put like A, B, C, D, E, F, G in a circle, where they all point to the different parts of the drawing.
Yeah,
And I think it would gather up, let's say you had, four circled A's and two circled B's and a C and a D. Well, instead of having an A, an A, an A, and an A, it would create a single one that had the A and then draw the arrows down to all of the parts that are labeled A.
Hmm.
Okay, that's how that works and what it means. So it's not really something that you would use a whole lot of in surveying, I don't think.
Probably not.
Yeah. All right. So now,
Our table.
yes, the table down here, we are on the second page. So at this point, we could get rid of these. And we'll take this guy back to there. And we're going to put our table there. Now we could have put it up here too, if you want, there's room.
Yeah, we could. Why not?
All
Can
right.
can we get that other thing back there?
Sure. Yeah, because remember, even though this is out here, that doesn't get plotted, and we could run it up to here and over to there. So in fact, let's I still wish I could get that to pick up that. There we go. So there's that extension. And if I grab this one and go across, now I should be able to hit that intersection right there. Except it's lost the horizontal. Oh, well, just put it like that. There we go. So now, so the first thing you want to do is let's go to your, oh, I see something to do down here too. I want to make these. With your foot marks on them. And let's take them down just a skosh. And over. All right, so I'll let you drive now. Go out and open up the spreadsheet.
Keep stealing my mouse.
Did you get it back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there you go. Paint all of it and right click and copy. Now go back to your drawing. Just leave it open. Just go back to your drawing now. Now right click and choose clipboard and choose paste special. And you want to go ahead and keep it as a Microsoft Excel worksheet. Say okay, and now just put it wherever it goes. All right,
All right.
that's it. Now, anytime you double click on that in here, now you can go back to Excel and you can close that, for instance. And now if you double click your acreage table here, it's going to go back to Excel, open that up. And now let's say if you do something like, let's say if you do, like a gray fill there, and then if you maybe did something down here, let's see, these. Take those and format the cells, and for border, a double line on the top. And now to make that show up over here in your drawing, all you do is you're going to go to File and just choose Save, so that it registers the change in the file. And then when you come back over here, it's going to look like that.
Ah, very good.
Okay, now also you see that property line looking boundary?
Yeah.
That's because this is on that layer boundary, and it's
I
used as
see.
line type. So we're going to put that on layer title block line work. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Okay, now the only other thing, let's see. And I think I would leave it like this, Mike, but one of the things that you could always do is you could, select these two floodplain lines and put, close off the ends of them, and you could hatch that and make it as a shaded hatch underneath it, but I wouldn't. I think it's clear and it doesn't get in the way. Now, what I would do is things like this guy in here, maybe go through, and I think some of those might be leftovers. Now, you may have already done this, but if you've got any leftover call out arrows or anything from when you brought that in from the Terra model file, then
I don't think so. I think I've weeded most of those out.
okay,
There may be a few still lingering around.
yeah,
Now, that's
so,
one, I just noticed one thing that probably needs to be fixed.
okay. Let's wrap this one up here too. All right, what was that?
This leader doesn't have an arrow on it.
Okay. And probably at that point, because you see over here in the properties, it's just a 2D polyline.
Yeah.
So it's not even really a leader. So if I were you, I would just select it, and I would, now you're in, all right, so you're in model space. So that is in model space, and that's okay. That's fine. That way it keeps it with that, and it's not dependent on where it is on the paper. So I would just select it, delete it, and then draw a leader.
Multi-leader?
Well, I don't know if I do that one. This one's just going to be an arrow with a line. Yeah, so I would just go to that, go down the leader and choose curve arrow if you want it curved. If you don't, then if you want that horizontal thing, then you would need to do either leader with text, or at that point, maybe go ahead and make it multi-leader and type that text over again. Oh, there's one thing that I would do too while you're here. You see you see this reference up here?
Yeah,
DB 307, P 345.
yeah,
And here you got D period B, no period, then P period and a space.
yeah.
I would try to make those consistent.
Which one you think looks best?
I like these up here myself without the periods.
Okay, I do
So,
too.
so what I would do is, let's see, is this? Let me see. And do that. Is this? All right, that's that. That's in paper space. All right, and then, so that's fine. All right, so let's edit that text and we'll take that period out. Up. That was a D. Take the period out. Take the space out. Take the P period out. All right, so that would match that. Now, does that need to be incorporated as well, or is that a different Ziegler?
It's a different parcel.
But see how that's Ziegler incorporated? And this
Oh,
is,
yeah, probably so. Probably Ziegler Incorporated.
all right, so we'll take that as INC. All right, now, so this is the text we want. I'm going to go ahead and select all of it and copy it. And that will just delete that whole thing. Now, I'm going to let you drive and you can put in a multi-leader. So go ahead and use that. Yeah, there you go. So you're going to click somewhere in the middle of that little square and then draw it out to where you want it to go. Of course, you can change all that later. So, and now just type paste or Control V.
Control what?
V,
V is in Victor.
correct. Yeah, Control C is paste, or is copy, Control V is paste. Yeah, there you go. Stretch it out. There you go. And press, so you got one extra blank line, so just press the backspace key to get the cursor back up after the 181. There you go. Now click off of it. And there it is.
Okay, very good.
And you can see now, if you were to click that text and move it around, it'll drag the leader with it. So let's say if now you're in the model space, click outside of it. I think it's the paper space. There you go, double click. Now select that, grab the little text grip at the K and say move it up to the northeast. You see how it follows? Now you don't have to, I'm not telling you to move it there. I'm just saying to see how it works.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All righty.
It amazes me how far I've come in 3 years. 3 years ago, I felt so helpless and lost.
I know, and now you kind of mastering this thing, buddy.
Well, I'm getting there. I'm not a master yet, but I'm not helpless either.
Well, it's a continuous process. So now one thing I'm looking at are these symbols here, these wells,
Yeah.
and they're really heavy. So I would maybe consider, I would select one and then select similar so they're all selected. And then let's change its line weight to be, let's try default first and see if that cleans it up. No, not really. So let's see if we can set it down to say 0.13, 0.05. It's not really changing much. Let's see. maybe that we needed to do a regen. We select similar.
That's the only one there is.
Oh, is it? Okay. All right. Oh, you know what? It's not reacting to that at all because it's in the block itself. So let's see about, we just double click it. Oh, that's a point symbol. Okay. Let me think on this one a minute. If I do a B edit. What is that? That is a block called SPT 41. SPT 41. All right, then if I close. The edit. SPT 41. Here we go. That's what I missed. Save block. There we go. Now that won't be quite so heavy. All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What else now? What happened here?
Oh, we're on a different drawing.
Oh, I see. Okay. No,
We're somehow closed that page. We're not, the merger page is not there.
huh.
I don't know how we did that.
I think when I closed that up there. Go a little bit. And we Oh, that's, I think you pointed at it in one of these other ones too, so we missed this one. All right, so we need to come back to here. All right, now we're in paper space. So I'll let you. Oh, well, I've got it. I did the copy. You didn't do the copy, so you couldn't you wouldn't be able to. Control V.
How the text gets so big.
It took the standard.
Oh, it should, so it's probably on the wrong layer too. It should be on the adjoiner layer.
Okay. That's on a joiner. And text, standard left height. No, it is this height. 0.09. All right.
Now, can we fix the floodplain by copying it from the other drawing where we already fixed it?
Yeah. Where did we fix it though?
We fixed it on the,
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it caught it. See, this we fixed. I don't see that anywhere. You got that for that. Does that also go to that?
yeah, I can leave now.
And actually, if this is what on earth is it? So Let me set the current text.
Oh, we're on the wrong layer too. That's on layer septic and it should be on boundary.
All right. So which one were we in? Because
We're in styles after mergers, aren't we? That's the one that's lit up.
that's what we're in now, but which one were we in when we changed the?
Should have been in that one, but it doesn't look like we were. Somehow those, I don't think those changes,
That's what it looks like. Maybe. Oh, shit. Looks like maybe it got closed without saving. All right, let me work on this style here for a minute pretty quickly. Let's see. All right, if I modify that, it's going to be an arrow 0.08 leader 0.08. We'll make it annotative. Standard text, keep horizontal. Text height 0.08. We'll leave it. Well, let's see, let's make it 09. Middle of top, middle of top. Landing gap. Good. Okay. Close. This is what would be leader. Line type to be continuous. Line weight to be default.
one of the lines disappeared altogether.
Well, it's that zoom thing, see?
Oh, yeah.
But all right, so that's there. Now let's do another one here. Let's see, that's on lake boundary.
Okay, switch to layer highway.
Yeah, that needs to go on highway or,
No, boundary.
okay, that's what. So if we now multi-leader. And then paste. Let me see. I don't think that right where it is. I want to scoot this over a little. Now, what else did we do with this? Oh, hey, I wonder about,
Oh, wait a minute, that, that rebar, that the arrow should not be pointing to that one. That one's not found. That one's going to be set.
all right, which
That
one,
one.
which one?
That one.
All right, so we'll remove. Let's remove, oh, wait a minute, need to be in paper space. Now remove. And let's just pull this out. Well, let's get it out there and then now put it back. Now, I would say we could do this. Let's see, we want to put that like right there. All right, so that takes care of that. Now this guy we would do. Copy him. He's on septic. What does it need to be on?
Floodplain.
All right. Well, see. Now, why the heck? Where's my gap? Oh, come on, this is just not fair. Well, let's see. Let's try it this way. All right, so I took care of that. Is there anything else that we might have blown up? Now, this is the after mergers.
Yeah, let's save it before we go to a different drawing. I think that's what we did, and somehow it disappeared when we came back.
Well,
Shouldn't do that, I don't think.
no, it might have been when might have been when I was working on that well. All right. What's happened there? Let's see. Okay, now, so we'll save this. We'll save this. Now, this is the one that you want here. Now, it happens to be in paper space, so that's fine. So what we want to do is we want to copy from this one to this one. So we'll take this, which is that's in paper space. I'll delete that. I'll double click in here and get this that's in model space, delete that, go back to paper space. Now, to copy something between one drawing to the next, and I'll let you do this, you're going to select what it is you want to copy. So select the label and that, there you go, the leader. So that's selected. Now you're going to right click and choose clipboard and either copy or copy with base point. And in this case, it won't necessarily matter. And so I would say just copy and then go to the other one there. Yep. And say right click and choose paste or clipboard paste. And you click whenever you're got it where you want it. There you go.
Let's see what this one looks like. Let me save this first. Yeah. So is it still there? Can I copy it again?
Yeah, you can paste it still. You don't have to copy it again, but you can delete that to go into model space and get rid of that little hook.
And were you going in and out of model space down here?
I was
okay.
when I was, but not from paper to model, just from model to paper.
Okay.
So double click inside the frame. Now select it. Delete it. Now you can double click down there. Because you can go from model to paper. You can't go from paper to model unless there's only one viewport and you've got multiple viewports. And now I select it and just type or just select it. And now do a move on it. If you move that, you won't move the point. If you move, there you go. If you do that move and just, yeah, see how the whole thing moves, including the end of the arrow?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it keeps the arrow end anchored down. Okay, so go ahead and place that in.
Huh, went back to the same place.
I think you snapped. If you just select it, type. Well, now you're in paper or in a model. There you go. Click on it or cross it, one or the other. There you go. Now just move. And hold the shift key or shift right. Wait a minute. Go up and get the none. You want to turn your snapping off temporarily. There you go, like that. There you go. Now place it. There you go. And now you want to go back to the, we'll say that one. Then go back to the after merger and get the floodplain label. Now, wait a minute. Let me take a look at something here a second, Mike. You've got .08. Okay, so if we're here, I think we can. Yeah, I thought it was a little big. And I also wanted to tone down this gap size. That distance is fine, but it's the gap. So now let me fix that style too. while we're- Arrowhead. Annotate landing distance, okay. Text height. Would make it 0.08. The gap. We want 0.05. Oops. Okay, now. So that's the one, styles at to merge. Now, one thing I want to do is to get that style into these other drawings. So it is a multi. It's a multi-leader style. It's not my dimension style. I don't see multi-leader styles showing up. Maybe you can't change those. Dimension styles, text styles, line types. Well, I guess you can't. All right, so let me real quick, I'll match those styles here. My modify, let's go here. Straight by block. This was continuous. It was default. 0.08 to 0.08. It is annotated. It is standard, keep horizontal. 0.08. Middle of top, gap, 0.05. All right, so there's in that one. And this one, let's see if we've got the same deal. 0.08. Continuous default. 0.08 annotated. 0.08. Whoops. Top. 0.05. There we go. All right, so now that style is in play for each one of those. Now let's take a couple of things that I remember doing. Oops, I see you've got a,
Oh, yeah.
you just tell them that that's a French word that surveyors use.
Right.
Now, I noticed this is bold and that's not, is that
Yeah,
intent? Okay,
I did that on purpose.
yep, make sure you've got,
But I didn't do it uniformly, evidently.
yeah. Let's get rid of this now. That's in this one. We'll take it out of this one too. And this one has what we want. So what we're going to do now, and this is in paper space, so we just select that one. And what you want to do here, Michael, is we want to reference this so that when we put it in the other drawings, it will line up exactly where it is. We don't have to rearrange the endpoints.
Right.
So I've selected, I'm gonna let you do this now. Go ahead and right click and choose clipboard and choose copy with base point, and then point to the nope. Point, see, it says select the base point, but point to this say the corner up here by the northeast where the what is that, the setback lines intersect. No, not on that. You don't, you're right. Yeah, that one. Come on back to where you get the end point of that line. Can you find it? Or will it get it?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, but it's doing the end point of the dimension. Move it off to the property corner a minute. Does it find that one? There you go. Now that endpoint is lit up.
Yeah.
Just left click the mouse. All right, now you can press escape there, so nothing's selected. You don't need it selected anymore. Now let's go to each of the other two drawings and make sure you're in paper space. And you want to see that corner, that property corner. There you go. Now right click and choose clipboard and choose paste. And then when it asks you for a coordinate or a location, snap to the, where's that other, oh, that other line? Oh,
Oh, it isn't here.
yeah, that's right. So let's find, we'll get something that is there. We'll use say this corner right here. Okay,
Okay.
that intersection. So let's go back to here. And we'll use this up here as the corner. So
Okay.
select that and choose right click clipboard, copy with base point, and now go up there and point to that. There you go, click. Now go to each of the other two drawings or press escape here to get rid of the selection. Now go to each of those, right click clipboard paste, and when it asks for a location, point to that endpoint. Okay. Well, sort of did it. It's a little bit off on that. I don't know why that is. Is that,
It should be the same on all three drawings. I didn't do anything with the floodplain.
Yeah, I wonder if the viewport is slightly different in one than the other.
Maybe.
All right, well, to fix it, just zoom in on it and select it and then grip at it the tips of the arrows.
Okay, that one's okay.
Yep. And then just grip at it and snap nearest to that other line. You don't want to rotate.
No.
Press escape. Just select the grip. And with the left mouse, and then as you move it around, you want to snap nearest.
How do you get nearest to pop up? Right click?
Yeah, well, if you shift right click or get it from your toolbar at the top, which is, there you go. Yep. And the other one close enough visually, I wouldn't worry with that end of it. I think that one's fine. I would just go to that one's good, go to the third one. And do the same thing up there. All righty, now save all three of those. And now let me go back to this one and take a look at some of this stuff. We have this and this. Do we? I think all we need to do here is this. Oops. All right, did we want, this is, we want this thing here, right?
Yeah.
All right, that is in paper space, but I'm going to right click and copy to that endpoint, that upper box. So I'll take this. All right. And
Okay, that other one should be deleted. That
oh,
one.
yep, gotcha. Now let's go back to this one and get rid of that. All right, and we'll save, save, save. Now, what else did we have? We had that. So this should be a single. Go to that corner. All right, so in this one, now is that, let's see, what do we have? We have a boundary plat line and then we have a boundary line.
Let's turn the boundary plat line layer off and see what happens.
I don't think we want that, do we?
No, I guess not.
All right, so book 90, page 376 is at 687.10, 459. So which does this refer to, the 459 or the overall?
Overall,
The 9376 is the overall.
yes.
All right, so this really doesn't work on this one, but it does on this one.
Yes.
And let's take this. And we'll move it from here to here. And we will edit this text, put some space in there. Oops, oh, wrong way. Oh, crap. Now. All right, so that now refers correctly there. Do we want to save that here?
Well, I'm wondering if you could use one of those double leaders and point from that corner to that corner.
Well, we could, or we could do this. Bear with me now. Let me just copy this up to here for just a minute. That is the right one there. So if we just add this. Now let's reposition that a little. Get it off of that. There we go. And now, if we take this, How does that read?
Yeah, that should do it.
Okay. Now, this line right here. Should that be like that, or should that have a gap in it?
Should have a gap in it. One.
And then we want to like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably on all three drawings.
Well, it won't be on this one because that's a,
Right, right.
but it would be here. Oh, wait a minute.
No, it's wrong there.
So you're going to need this stuff in here.
Yeah, it's 100 foot. It's 100 feet from every line. So there should have been a jog in here. So I've got to create another offset.
I just wonder if could you take everything from here and bring it over or not?
Well, probably.
Because if I select it gets that, but not that. So if we got that. Now, if I copy to the clipboard to that corner, and now I'm in model space there. I got to remember that. So when I go back, I don't want to do it here because this
Right.
one, well, you still need to probably fix that, right?
Yes.
But here are these.
Well, no, actually they won't because that's where the mergers are taking place.
Okay. So here we need
I just need to revise that.
yeah. All right, so you've got a boundary around this that needs to be fixed for the offset, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here's a quick way to do that. We're gonna, let's sit on, let's make object layer current. We'll sit on that called, it's on boundary plat. It's where you have those offsets.
No, there should be an offset layer.
Well, it's right now it's set on boundary plat. Let's see. There's no layer called offsets unless it's boundary offset or something. No.
Setback limit.
Setback.
Setback limit.
Oh, right there. All right. And that should also be, that one is. Those are all good. I think it was just that one. Okay. Now. What we need to do is we need to find the line. There's that boundary line. Okay, so if we have a closed figure, And I'm not gonna mess with the lines that you have now. I'm gonna leave them as they are, but I wanna copy these here. First of all, I'm gonna go to setback limit. And now I'm going to isolate boundary and setback limit. So I'm going to want to make a closed polyline out of all of this. So let's first of all make sure that they are polylines, because this was a line. All right, now. It could be quicker if I'm just going to draw a 2D polyline. I'll start here, just go endpoint to endpoint. And close. All right, so I now have that one that I've drawn on top. And it's 100 feet
Yeah,
all the way.
yeah,
So we're going to offset, just a standard offset, 100 feet. I'll take that and we'll, whoops, first of all, I want to get rid of these. All right, so now we'll offset 100 feet. To here. Now I can get rid of that one that I made. And this we're going to turn into, we're going to match that. And now we will restore the layers and that should work.
yeah.
All right, so that's that overall setback on that one. And if I go here, looks like it's okay here. If I go here, I need to fix it here. So I'll get rid of this one. And I can come here and take, let's see, where did I go? Let's take this one. Copy that with that upper corner as a base. Come back to here and paste it to that upper corner. Now that is there, but you've got to have them in here too, right?
Yeah,
All right, so are these the same as they should be here?
I believe so.
All right, so then let's, instead of doing that one.
Well, wait a minute, wait a minute. Now, these parcels actually don't exist here. They're proposed. So these the lines, this is showing the merger plat. So these lines don't exist until after the merger plat, and then they're shown.
Okay,
That makes sense.
yeah. So they're shown. All right, so this is after, this one is after the merger, and that part is correct.
Right.
Because these are, the lots exist, that's their offsets.
Yeah.
Here, they don't exist yet.
Right. So the setbacks wouldn't apply to a line that is imaginary.
Yeah, so if I go here now, that, yeah, okay, so there's that merger. There was that merger that brought that one across. Wait a minute. So that merger went to here, and then that went to here. So this should come up. Oh, that's your 30-foot easement. Yeah, let's change. Let's make that line type.
Okay, we need to change that little section of line in there to
That line needs to go away.
no, because it's the access easement.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just the line type needs to change.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now, when this merged to here and that merged to here, these lines aren't correct.
That's true.
So if I select those go away. And this goes away. And now I need to be on that layer. And I'm going to temporarily draw the boundary here. Whoops. Let's undo. Now. All right, I'll start here. Go to here. Go to here. To here. To here, to here, to here, to here, to there.
See, that's the problem. There's a fence there too.
Yeah, I'll come back and fix that. Shoot. All right, but that needs to be. All right, let's make sure we're good. That corner's good. That corner's good. That corner's good. Corners are all good. Corner. Corner, corner, corner. All right, so we're good there. Now, we offset that 100 feet. We'll go to here. Now, that's what happened. Is this comes down and it follows this, but it intersects that. So that intersects in a way, if we take this line, this polyline. So you see that's how that, because you know those lines cross right in there.
Right.
I guess that's how you would show it. Because everything between the property line and that dashed line you can't build in.
Right.
Well, all right, well, let's call that one good. We'll select what the heck was that? Let's see. That's the one. It's this one. All right, let's select these. Now let's do that offset again here. There, now we'll select that temporary, get rid of it. Okay, I think we're good. Now let's fix this. Let's choose none. let's see, can we go through? Let me see here. Let me see. And let's see if we can tweak that just a little bit. Is that all right? Or you think it needs to be closer?
No, considering how busy the plat is, it's probably okay. Okay.
All right. And all that's okay. Now that 30-foot easement line, and there's a lot of lines in here.
Yeah.
Are those clear? Are they as they supposed to be?
Well, that's a good question. Those lines actually come from the Terra model plat. I actually haven't done anything with them. So there's a highway and there's a boundary plat line. Don't need the boundary plat line, probably. I don't really know what the boundary line plat was. That was a layer that was on
Yeah.
Terra model plat. Yeah, and it's
Now that line, if you see this vertex up here in the corner,
yeah,
see, that's that dash line.
right.
And that's the one that's on boundary plat. This line is on highway.
Okay, I think we should take the boundary, delete that.
Just take that line out.
Well, let me see where it goes in the southerly direction here. There it comes. Boundary plat, that's interesting. That should probably be the highway, other end of the highway.
All right.
So there are two. One of those lines has to be wrong.
Yeah, now yeah. And then there's that electric line. It looks like it's really heavy. We might want to lighten that up too, but we'll come back to that. So that line, which is called highway, and that does not have that that little vertex in it. So that line just goes from there to there, and that's it. Should it simply have?
Well, actually, maybe the thing to do is just delete it then.
See, if you add do that to the same vertex, it would just overlay it.
Okay, that
So-
works.
So that would be that. Now, You've got a couple lines in here. That's the electric line. That is also the boundary plat line. All right, so that's the boundary plat line.
And then there's a third line called the boundary line, probably.
And that's overhead wires, that one. Yeah, that's the electric. And you've got that heavier, that's the boundary. Yeah, now see, there's boundary plat, but it doesn't end, it doesn't come through this point. It's off it a little bit.
Right.
Is that as it should be?
Well, I don't know what the boundary plat line is, actually. It's not the boundary. It's some kind of line that came from the Terra model file.
Okay.
I wouldn't be too unhappy with just deleting it.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, let me see, does that the one that turns? Yeah, see, it turns and runs all the way down. But see, it's not in, it doesn't hit the corners. It's, now you could make it hit the corners, but I don't know if it's supposed to or not.
Well, yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I created the boundary going from corner to corner.
All right.
And that was just something that came in when I imported the DWG from Terra model.
Okay. Well, let's do this a minute. Let's isolate that line. Is that it? I think so, yeah. All right, so there's what was in, that's on the layer boundary plat. And it looks like even some of these, like that's that offset line.
Yeah, like,
So let's restore these and let's put this on the offset layer. Or setback rather. I think this was also, it's on setback. All right, so if we isolate again, that all right, so that's on boundary plat.
okay, this should be on a joiner.
All right. There's a couple of points there on boundary plat. All right, see all those little grips?
Yeah,
Those are points. They're CAD points. They're not necessarily, Carlson points, but those are CAD points that are on that layer. Now, I don't know if you're using them for anything or if you need them for anything or,
well, let's turn the layer off and look at the model.
all right, so let me, I'm gonna make a new layer here for you called points from boundary plat layer. And we'll freeze that layer. And let's select all of those points. And let's put them on points from boundary plat layer, and now they're going to be frozen. All right, so now this is all boundary plat, and I think that's supposed to be, well, not sure. Let's
That should be the setback limit maybe, or the boundary.
well, let's restore and see. That's the boundary. Yeah, see, there's that line called boundary plat,
Yeah.
and it shows up underneath there too. So
Let me look down here for a minute. I noticed that this road and this buildings were on that layer, boundary plat.
yeah,
And let me put that on, I think I've got a layer here called road. No, I don't. How about driveway?
let's see that.
No, I don't.
Do you
Let me-
have, or do you have? Let me see your layer list here.
How about buildings? Have I got a layer called buildings?
There.
Okay, let's just put all of that stuff on the buildings layer.
All right, that and all of these buildings.
And there's more to this driveway, I think.
There you go. Boundary plat. There's another piece of it. Looks like, hang on a second. All right, now try it. Nope. There. Let's get those two, and I think we didn't get this one yet either. So that's all there. We'll put that on building. Now this one should already be on building. It is, okay. All right,
Okay, so let's freeze building layer, boundary plat line and see what it looks like.
one quick second. Let me take a look at this one while I saw it. This one here is on setback limit. That's on setback limit. This was color 252, so I need to select all of those color 252. Here we go. All right. Now, while that is done, I'm going to go over here and find those are all good color wise. And here, those are all good color wise. Okay, so now back to where we were. So this was on, nope, crap, where were we? There we go. All right. So here's the file we were in. Let me make sure I've got all the setbacks are color 252. Okay, good. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so that was called boundary Yeah, okay, boundary plat. Okay, I think that's,
Well, now look over here though. See that was the layer. When you, if you look at boundary plat. See, that gives you that.
oh,
So, um, if we,
let's create a highway easement and put that on that.
all right, we can do that, but let's take a look at everything that's still on, this is what's still on boundary plat.
Okay,
So this needs to go actually on stream. So all of this should be on stream. All right, now let's isolate again. All right, so what is this? That one's called boundary plat.
it should be boundary.
There's already a boundary. So if we take that one and send it to the back. Now boundary shows up. Let's fix this. See if we can get that arrowhead to pop out. Maybe not. Is that still a leader? Yep. Yet it won't let me do that. Wow. It's unreal. Oh, well, it's still, it points to it. I think you get the picture. All right. So now if we isolate this, this can actually just go away.
Yeah. Hmm.
And we've got this. And we've got that. Any idea what those might be? There's another little,
That's probably a power line crossing the road to serve that house. Maybe.
so that again doesn't go to the corner, but that's on boundary plat, same as this one,
Yeah.
which they don't even really meet this one. See if I turn the line weights off. So I've got this line, there's your electric line. There's your boundary plat. That's boundary that goes to your corner. Boundary plat, you see how it misses. This is also boundary plat, and it doesn't even hit the corner it's supposed to hit. It goes to the corner of the power line.
Right, that's why I think it's probably a power line coming across the road,
You think that's
serving the house.
power line?
Yeah, there's a little house on that lot.
All right, let's see. Let's turn that into a. Well, I want to make it a polyline. There we go now. Should we? Should we extend that a little?
Yeah,
And then make that the same as that. Is that, I don't know how much this should go. Is that too much?
but yeah, I think that's probably too much. Yeah, that's good enough.
All right. All right, now let's bring this guy back up. All right, so now that's on the proper layer. We'll isolate the boundary plat layer again. Now there's the boundary plat layer.
Let me see how far apart those lines are, just out of curiosity.
All right.
What's that layer? That's
Well,
another.
this is also boundary plat. There's two lines, one's over top of the other. See, there's one that goes here, and then there's that one that's close, but not exactly the same.
Yeah,
But that one does something like that, and then it has that. And if we look at it in context, it's looks like it's the adjacent properties.
yeah, I think that's what it is.
So this,
So it's really a departing line. It's an adjoining line.
yeah. So this, wow, and that one happens to be, that one does go to the corner. So that one is just superimposed under, although it's not exactly under. Oh, wait a minute, let's see. This line. This line should really be, I should just remove that, and then that should be the same as that. So that should be the adjoiners. Whoops. So that's now a joiner, a joiner. And now if we isolate boundary plat, we get that.
I'm pretty
And-
sure that's the highway. Let me see how far apart those lines are. Let me do an inverse here. Yeah, that's the highway.
Okay,
So let's create a layer.
make it your highway easement or something.
Yeah, called highway. See if we have one. We do have one.
Yep,
Okay, so let's put.
okay. Now we go back into our restored layers. That one's called highway. And it includes a line here and here. But you've got a boundary there, highway there, and another one right here, which is your electric line. Okay. No, that's your electric line. What's this one? Right, that's highway. Let me turn off the line weights for a minute. Right, that's highway. That's electric. That's boundary. And then that's highway again. EUOH wires. I'm going to, let's tone down your wires a little bit. It's default, but let's make it. All right, so that's your electric line. That's your boundary. And that's your highway. Nope, let's see. That's your boundary. That's your highway. Yeah, so your highway misses that corner, whether it's supposed to or not. I mean, hard to say. There's your power line. As well as that one. So I don't want to take up so much of your time, Michael. Just realize you've got, you need to resolve. And now that's one called, that's a line called boundary. That's a line on boundary. And that doesn't go through the corner either. There's electric and there's highway. There's boundary. See that? Should that go to that corner?
I don't know where it came from, but I mean, it's not, it should, it shouldn't be part of, looks like it's going through the corner.
Yeah.
So is that the? Let me see what, there's the boundary plat again.
Yeah, now that, if you select that boundary plat for a minute. And then look down below here. You see that was used to, see that goes up to here, corner to corner.
Yeah,
Looks like it goes through the corner, but there's no vertex there. And then it goes up to the corner. Now, this line doesn't, it looks like it goes through the corner, but there's no vertex at the corner. I don't know if it's supposed to or not. And then this one, that's your electric line. And that is also on boundary plat. There's your highway.
okay, well, I've still got some work to do then.
And then there's a fence, so, see, it all depends on, what was surveyed and what was resolved, you know how that works, being the surveyor.
Right,
So, but use those tools, use this isolate layer so you can turn them off and on and off and
right.
and turn on and off your line weights, or go over to your
How'd you do that again? How you turn off the line weights?
this icon right down here.
Okay,
It shows the fat lines and the skinny lines. Just double click it.
okay,
So if it's on, it shows it's on and it shows your line weights. But, and if you have to, don't forget, you can, come over here to try to resolve things as well.
right.
Now, keep in mind, you got 3 different drawings going now. So whatever you've done in one, you need to do in the others.
Yeah,
And let's see, let's take all of that. I want to send that to the back, make sure that's behind everything. Okay. So yeah, I would resolve those lines. Here's again. Looks like highway. See, there's that. There was that highway that just brought that curve around.
right.
And this line, I suspect, is a fence. I'm not sure.
No, it wouldn't be a fence crossing the highway.
That's the power line.
Yeah, okay, I'll buy that.
And it's got a vertex right here. So I don't, is there a power pole right there?
I'll have to look.
Yeah. So, all right. So you got a few things to resolve. Hopefully you got some tools now to sort of dress things up. But again, don't forget to, yeah, don't forget to, if you do it in one, do it in all,
Right,
kind of thing. All right, so that's that one.
let's make sure we've got them all saved now.
That one's saved. Here's this one. I'll go back to paper and save. And then styles. Back to paper. Now, there's one thing that we didn't get saved. Where's the one? It's the after, which is the one that has the table in it?
After the merger, it's that one.
This one. So we
What
need,
happened to the table?
well, it got, for whatever reason, that file got closed without saving. So, I don't know.
Huh,
Come on. There we go. All right, so we want to sit on Title block line work. Now let's go back to your table.
Yeah, I didn't save the changes on this either,
Huh,
which is weird.
that is weird. All right, so I'll let you now go ahead and copy and then paste special. Clipboard. There you go, paste special. All right,
Save it real quick.
save that and go back to your Excel spreadsheet and save that one also. Okay,
Okay,
well, I think you're on the way. Make sure.
thank you, sir.
Yep, and there's let's see, in these case, see, that's also still on boundary plat. So
Yep.
all of the work we did on boundary plat layer was done on this drawing here. So, you know, go through the same process to you know, figure out what we did. Now, let's see, we did all of those got saved. That's pointed, that's up there, that's up there. Thought there was one other thing. Oh yeah, we did here. We did this 687.10 with this. So on this one, we need to do that same thing.
Right,
So I would just take that one out and this. Well, that's a paper. Take that out. Now let's go back to here. Double click this. And copy with the base point. We'll grab that upper point. Go back to here. Get in the model. Paste that point. And let's get rid of that point. Let's put that on that layer. Oh, we did wait a minute. See, we were here. And we had this one. So let's put that one here. And now we'll select similar. Points from boundary plat. And it's frozen, so that's good. Now, one last little bit to select this from paper space. and put that here. We're in paper space. Okay. All right, save. 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 And that one we don't need to fix because that's all it had, to begin with.
Right.
So. But now, whatever you resolve with these lines around here, and I'll leave that to your surveyness.
Right.
Now, what were these things?
Septic. They should all be on the septic layer, and I'm going to turn those off except for submission to the health department.
Yeah, okay. So I'll leave that in your capable hands. So, yeah, give me a yell if you get stuck. I will send you the link. See, one thing I want to do is get all these points and bring them front again. That's the problem when you work with lines and you edit those, they become newer, so they go over top of those circles. So,
Yeah, and how do you do that? Select similar.
oh, okay. See if we can find another one of these that has. Those are all looking good. Well, there's an instance. So anyway, so go ahead and double click inside the model. And then select select anything. Now, that is something that is selected. It's a point that's on layer, or it's a group, it's a point, a symbol, and a block. And it's on a layer boundary. So if you now right click the mouse and choose select symbol,
Similar.
yeah. And then that
Okay.
selects everything that has those same characteristics. Now, you gotta sometimes be careful with it and make sure that, like sometimes if you think, well, let's see this gray line here that is
Yeah.
On boundary plat. Now, if I say select similar, if I've got another line on boundary plat, but it's a different color, it
Yeah.
won't necessarily select it. So if I say select similar, it gets all those boundary plats, and then you can decide to put them in the background or send them to the back or whatever. But sometimes, so the best thing to do when you do something like that is you select something and select similar, then zoom out and just make sure it's got what you expect it to get, or that it's got everything you're expecting.
Right.
You could have selected, say, that one and select similar. And if some of those were not on the same layer, you would notice that the grips aren't showing up. So
Right.
use those visual cues as well. All right.
Right.
Okay. All right. So everything's saved. But remember, you've got, those adjoining lines and all that, and they're different. And the styles at the mergers, that's the one we did most of that work in.
Right.
All right.
Okey doke. Thank you, sir.
You are most welcome. I will send you the link to the recording when things are ready, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All righty. Take care.